Hey guys, it's Jenny Silver. Today I want to talk to those of you in the state of California about some of the major issues and updates with the California EDD. If you're collecting unemployment in the state of California, I like to do one weekly video each week where I compile a lot of the major problems that you guys are having with the EDD. That way you guys have one centralized video where you can go to see the update on all of the major issues from this week. First, many of you are letting me know that you have 1 week that is stuck in pending from your most recent certification. Well, I put out a pending video that explains a lot of the major problems that are causing claims to be pending at this point in time, but I want to address those of you that are seeing that 1 week in April still pending. For those of you that are seeing week ending 4/10 stuck in pending and all your other weeks have processed to paid, I want to address what might be some of the causes for that issue. Now, some of you may have reached the end of your benefit year, 12 months worth of benefits, and that week could be pending because you need to file a new claim. The EDD does still state that once you reach the end of your benefit year that you are required to file a new claim. If you reach the end of your benefit year and that is the reason why that week is pending, you will need to file a new claim. If you do qualify, then you will be migrated over to the new claim, and if you do not qualify, then you will still be eligible to collect by extending your old claim. What about for those of you that are within your benefit year and that is not the problem? Well, that week could be pending because of a stop payment alert being applied to your claim. A stop payment alert is EDD's internal mechanism that triggers potentially fraudulent or ineligible claims from receiving benefits. Now, if the system thinks that you might not be eligible to receive benefits, a stop payment alert gets placed on your account. In order to have it removed, you must call into customer service and talk to a representative. Sometimes they require you to schedule an interview in addition to doing that. Sort of information that they need to gather from you. Now, I'm having many of my subscribers let me know in the comments that when they call into customer service is letting them know that claim week ending April 10th is the first week of a new quarter on their claim. Because it is the first week of a new quarter on their claim, the system has it stuck in pending while they review the claim information. And because that has triggered a stop payment hold, those claims are pending. Now, with that being said, that is based on subscriber feedback only. I do not have any published content available from the EDD or the Department of Labor regarding that week being stuck in pending for that reason. But because multiple subscribers have been letting me know that that is the answer when they call customer service, I did want to share that with you. When those claimants called into customer service, the customer service rep was able to lift the hold and they were able to push those pending payments over to paid. The third reason why that week ending 4/10 could be stuck in pending is because the EDD has not yet updated their systems with the newest round of PEUC extensions. Yes, they have begun to process that end date to be pushed up until September 4th for some claims, but for other claims, they continue to make those adjustments up until April 17th. While in their system, they originally programmed in a phase out period up until April 10th. Once April 10th hit, then the program of PEUC was to be null and void. It was to be expired. Now, the Department of Labor repealed the phase out period, but the EDD most likely did not update their systems, and now some of you are seeing that that last week that you certified for, claim week ending April 10th, is not showing as paid. I would anticipate that if this is the reason why for your particular claim, that you would be completely fine once April 17th rolls around and the EDD completes the updates to their PEUC claims. That week that is still pending is still awaiting an extension, and once you have your claim extended, then it would move from pending to paid. Next, let's talk about those of you who are awaiting a PEUC extension. If you were a traditional unemployment claim that used up all 26 weeks of your unemployment benefits, or if you were previously collecting a PEUC extension or a FedEd extension exhausted, you are next awaiting the extension of PEUC to be implemented to your claim. The EDD has already begun this process, and they have stated that they will finish implementing PEUC extensions by April 17th. That means that if you have not received your extension yet, you are not alone, and you will be waiting up until April 17th to receive your extension. Now, for those of you that are receiving PEUC extensions, they are going to come in 3 different phases. The first PEUC extension you will be awarded will be 13 weeks. The second PEUC extension you're awarded will be 11 weeks. And then the third and final will be 29 weeks. Now, you can collect these extensions up until claim week ending September 4th. Many of you may be alarmed when you first receive a notification from the EDD that you've been awarded a PEUC extension and it only says 13 or 11 weeks. Keep in mind that once you exhaust that claim balance, next you will be awarded the following phase of the PEUC extension. And we do have 3 separate phases. So in order to receive each phase, you must zero out your balance before you are awarded the next phase of PEUC extension. Now, if you are receiving Fed Ed, you must first exhaust your balance fully down to 0 before you'll be awarded the PEUC remaining weeks up until claim week ending September 4th. And the same goes for you. You will also be awarded the PEUC extension in those 3 separate phases, starting first with whichever you have not collected. So if you are seeing $0 maximum benefits paid and that you cannot file a new claim because you are still within your benefit year, do not worry. Your claim will be extended by April 17th as the EDD continues to update claims with these additional extensions. Next, let's talk about those of you that have reached the end of your benefit year. The EDD has been stating all over the place, online, in their websites, in their informative videos, on their Twitter, in their press releases, that when you reach the end of your benefit year, which is 12 months after your claim start date, you are required to file a new claim. If you qualify for a new claim, you must then move over to that state unemployment claim. If you do not qualify for that claim, you can remain on your old claim and have it extended through a federal level extension. But the EDD has also been providing some conflicting information. Now, if you called into customer service when you reach the end of your benefit year, the customer service rep may have told you that you may not file over the phone and that they may not check that for you and that you must only do it online. This, unfortunately, is something that varies between which representative you happen to get on the phone. I still do recommend calling in and trying to file a new claim over the phone. Number 1, it helps to ensure that you are doing the right thing for your own unique claim. Number 2, if you do not qualify for a new claim, most claim representatives will be able to put into your account that you do not qualify for a new claim and request the extension to be applied to your claim. Now, they may tell you when you call into customer service that you need to not file a new claim and simply wait. That most likely is because they already noted in your account that you don't qualify and put in to request the extension. Now, you can also file a new claim online, and many have reported good success with doing it that way as well. What I want you to be aware of when you file a new claim online is that you will put in your new application. You will be required to do your ID verification even if you have done it previously. Next, you're going to be waiting for a letter of either approval or denial. If you do not qualify for a new claim, first you will receive a letter of invalid claim due to lack of wages. You are not going to be approved. It's going to be a $0 notice. So don't be alarmed by that, because following shortly thereafter is a second notice that will let you know that you do qualify to remain on your old claim and have that old claim extended. Now, these letters come separately, and I really wish the EDD would just send all the information at once, but so that you're not alarmed, please know that these 2 notices come separately. Now, if you do qualify to go on to a new claim, for the first up to 3 weeks, your claim is under review with the EDD. They review all new claims for up to 3 weeks. It can be much shorter, but plan on several weeks where your claim is in review. During that point in time, any of your certifications will be noted as pending. If you call into customer service, they will simply be able to tell you that your claim is under review and that no, they cannot do anything about it. Unfortunately, you must wait during this review process. Now, if you were granted a new claim, the EDD is doing a few strange things with new claims. Number 1, the EDD is mailing out new customer account numbers to those who qualify for a new claim. Now, some subscribers report that when they go to enter in this new customer account number, that it does not work, that they are not able to successfully create a new account. Some report that they are able to enter it in and do create a new account. I want you to continue to monitor both accounts because in many cases, the EDD may assign you a new customer account number. You may create a new account, but then they will fund your old account. So keep in mind that if they do send you that information, follow their instructions, but continue to monitor the old claim as well. Same is true for a new Bank of America EDD debit card. EDD states that you will not be issued a new debit card if you have one that is 3 years old or less. If your card is 3 years old or greater, then they will send you out a new card. But with new claimants, they have been sending out some of my subscribers a new card while their old card is still active and valid. The same is true. Go ahead and activate it, but monitor both balances of both cards because in many cases, the new card never has anything deposited to it and the old card is the one that will hold the balance. Now, if you are awarded a new claim, but it is $25 less or even smaller than your prior weekly benefit award amount, then the EDD states that they will migrate you back over to your old weekly benefit award amount and extend you there. Unfortunately, this does not seem to be true for Fed Ed claims, but this information is present for PEUC claimants. Now, they should do this automatically. However, some subscribers are reporting that several weeks after filing, certifying for, and being paid under a new claim, that the EDD has failed to do this automatically. In that case, then you would need to call into customer service, let them know your situation, and they should be able to migrate you back to your old weekly benefit award amount. Next, let's talk about those of you that cannot file a new claim. Many of you reached the end of your 12 months worth of benefits and you tried to file a new claim online, but you had no way to do so. Well, the EDD has addressed this issue. EDD stated that they identified a system issue preventing some customers from filing a new claim through UI Online. These customers were not able to select the File a New Claim button within their UI Online account, and this issue will be fixed by April 16th, 2021. If you're impacted and want to continue collecting benefits, log into your UI Online account and submit a new application on 4/16. After submitting your application, you can request the EDD to backdate the effective date of your new UI claim. So you guys, they made a mistake, but not only did they make a mistake and you can't file a new claim until 4/16, you also will now have to do an extra step and request to have it backdated. So it's not that big of a hassle to request backdating, but I do want to make sure that you guys understand that this is something that you must do manually yourself. The EDD will not automatically backdate this for you, even though it was their error. If you want to backdate your claim, you can click my How to Backdate video linked in the video description down below. Next, let's talk about those of you that are seeing it not paid or disqualified on your certifications. If you're seeing not paid or disqualified, that is a red flag. You need to call into customer service. Now, that can be due to you reaching the end of your benefit year, not filing a new claim, and having your pending certifications sit for long enough that they move to not paid or disqualified. It can also be due to not submitting some form of information or documentation that the EDD requires on time by their deadline. This could be something such as ID verification, address verification, income verification, or other information that they require. There are lots of reasons why you might be marked as not paid or disqualified, but the EDD will need to work with you in order to resolve these issues, and unfortunately, you will need to call in to get things moving. Next, let's talk about those of you who cannot call into customer service. You guys, I want to apologize that I did have to pull down a video. I released a video yesterday with a new trick, and I was so excited to share it with you guys because it worked for me yesterday. And before I share anything like that with you, I make sure that I test it and make sure that it does actually work for me several times in a row. Not that I want to clog up the phone line, but I did want to test it to make sure. I tested it, I posted a video, and then shortly thereafter, the department no longer is transferring calls to a hold line. Every time that individuals call in, they are now told that they cannot be transferred over to a hold line. They are simply rerouted to the main menu. So I did remove that video and I issued a statement in my community post. Unfortunately, these phone tricks are not going to last. So you guys, if you're looking for that video, I pulled it down because I do not want you guys wasting time on something that does not work. And I do not want to be profiting on something that does not work. So for those of you that have been asking me where it went and if I can link you to it, that trick is no longer working. Now, the trick that is still working is calling the EDD's phone number at 833-978-2511 at the 1 minute and 35 second mark of the call, right when the announcer states, select from the following, enter in 134 very quickly all at once. That code is still working. However, it does take many times to get through to a hold line. For those of you that are trying to use that trick, it does still work. However, it doesn't work consistently due to the massive volume of calls that have been trying to be placed to the EDD. You can still create a contact form or an Ask EDD submission to try to get your questions answered that way as well. However, subscribers do report that those methods are not the most efficient for them because oftentimes questions are not answered until several weeks later. Additionally, calling your assembly member has been proven to be one of the more successful routes for individuals that cannot contact the EDD. Now, your success with an assembly member is going to vary from claimant to claimant. Each assembly member is assigned to a specific district. Some, unfortunately, are more helpful than others, but contacting your assembly member is going to be a good idea for those of you that cannot get through to the EDD or who have larger level issues that are not being resolved. The assembly members have been briefed in all of the issues. Many of them have their offices set up in order to receive EDD help requests, and they are serving their constituents with acting as a liaison between the claimants and the EDD Tier 2 representatives. Now, if you are having trouble getting through the phone lines, I do still recommend contacting your assembly member because they have proven to be very helpful for many of my subscribers in getting their issues resolved and expedited. Next, let's talk about those of you that cannot seem to complete your ID.me process. Many of you are very frustrated because you cannot get a video call time scheduled with ID.me and you are waiting on hold with ID.me for 4, 5, 6 hours, some of you even longer. The best way to solve that issue is doing one of two things. Number one is requesting your video call time to be in the middle of the night, midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Now, this can also be due to missing something such as a phone interview or other piece of what? Piece of phone call? Because the service is 24 hours, if you log in at a time that is not peak time for people trying to do this, you will get processed much more quickly. Additionally, if you're having trouble with ID.me, tweet the CEO, Blake Hall. This sounds silly, but this is the way that he is responding quickly and efficiently to people that need help. If you don't have a Twitter account, create one because tweeting the CEO, Blake Hall, is going to help you to get things processed quickly and more efficiently than before. Next, let's talk about those of you who are on an expired claim. You have reached the end of your benefit year, UI, PEUC, FedEd, but you just received a notice stating that your claim has been extended up until September 4th. Well, for many of you that are on expired claims, you are receiving conflicting information from the EDD. The EDD states very clearly online in their informative videos, on Twitter, in press releases, everywhere they can possibly state it, they state very clearly that you must file a new claim when you reach the end of your benefit year. The reason for this is a federal level requirement. The Department of Labor requires the EDD to check and see if you qualify to be moved over to state level benefits. If you do, then they must move you. They can't tell if you qualify or not until you either file a new claim and they either award you or deny you, or you call into customer service. Now, the EDD has made it very clear that this is what they want you to do, that when you reach the end of 12 months worth of benefits from your claim start date, they want you to file a new claim. However, the EDD is also providing some conflicting information. When many of my subscribers call into customer service, the customer service reps are telling them that there is nothing that they need to do, that they do not need to file a new claim, and that they must simply wait to be extended automatically. Now, this can mean that the EDD rep inputted into your account over the phone that you don't qualify, and they put in to have the extension applied to your claim. They very well could have done that over the phone. But some of my subscribers are insisting that nothing was done, that they were simply told to wait. Additionally, many UI and PEUC claimants have received a PEUC extension applied to their expired claim this week. Those of you that have expired claims, my husband's included, have been extended automatically without filing a new claim. Now, you guys, here's where I want you to be cautious. If you have had an extension automatically applied to your expired claim, I want you to be ready for it to get stuck in pending at some point or another. EDD is not immune to the federal level requirement that you be placed on a new claim if you qualify for benefits. Well, in order to know if you qualify, they do either have to speak to you and note it in your account, or file you a new claim and see if you qualify. Now, for those of you that are able to certify and get paid on an expired claim, that's great. Continue certifying and getting paid. But I want you guys to know that once your claim gets stuck in pending, you will need to call in and file a new claim or file a new claim online. I would anticipate all claims that have reached the end of 12 months worth of benefits, even if you have been extended, to at some point get stuck in pending. Why? Because the EDD is not immune to this federal level requirement to check and see if you qualify for a new claim. Next, let's talk about those of you who are stuck in pending. Previously, I addressed the reason why you may be stuck in pending for claim week ending 4/10. What about those of you that have many weeks stuck in pending? There are many different reasons why you could be stuck in pending. The first would be due to you reaching the end of your benefit year. If you are UI, PEUC, Fed Ed, once you reach the end of your benefit year, any certifications beyond that may get stuck in pending. How do you know if you've reached the end of your benefit year? Look in UI Online, look at your claim start date, and count 12 months after that. Now, some claimants are able to successfully certify and get paid on an expired claim. However, once you get stuck in pending, you need to file a new claim. Otherwise, your pending certifications will not move to paid. For those of you that are pending and you did file a new claim, you would be stuck in the review process. Once a new claim is filed, it undergoes an initial review process. Between a few days up to 3 weeks, a new claim is under review. During that point in time, if you call into customer service, they cannot help you get them pushed from pending to paid. They will tell you that you simply must wait while they review your details of your claim. Now, if you were awarded a new claim and you were migrated over to a new claim, any pending weeks that you certified for under that old claim may not follow you to your new claim. This is a problem because EDD doesn't migrate those pending weeks over to your new claim. They eventually will stay where they were and move to not paid or disqualified. That means that you will then need to request those additional certifications to be populated by the EDD. You can do this by backdating your claim through Ask EDD or by calling customer service and asking a rep to backdate it for you so that you can receive those old certifications. Now, many of you may have received your award letter for your claim, but your UI Online account was not yet updated with that new claim award. Well, if your UI Online was not yet updated and you continued certifying, you would have been certifying on that $0 balance or that expired claim. That expired claim would not move your pending certifications to paid, and then when they update UI Online, you would not see those pending certifications populate. You need to backdate your claim and request those certifications to be populated. You can call customer service to do this, or you can request it through Ask EDD. Next, I want to hammer home to you guys, do not leave money on your B of A EDD debit cards. I've said this in so many of my videos, and I think that it is incredibly important. Do not leave a balance on your B of A EDD debit card. Transfer your balance out regularly. In fact, you can set up reoccurring payments to occur anytime that the EDD deposits money to your B of A card. Go to your B of A login and you can set up reoccurring transfers. Now, because the cards utilize a magnetic strip and not a chip, they are very susceptible to fraudulent activities. In addition to not leaving a balance on your B of A card, do not use it somewhere where you swipe and walk away, such as an ATM, gas station, or other area where you use a card swiper. That leaves you open to having someone walk up to that device, use a skimmer device to extract your information, and then use that information to make fraudulent charges. Now, for those of you that did keep a balance on your B of A debit card and did have a fraudulent charge, you will see your bank account go frozen. Your B of A EDD debit card will be locked, you will see a negative amount, and you will not be able to access your funds. The first thing I want you to do is to contact EDD and ask for them to send you paper checks instead of money to the debit card. That way you will be able to receive future payouts sent straight to you and not sent to your locked card. Next, I want you to contact B of A. B of A is unfortunately very slow at resolving this issue. So because they are so slow, your next step is then to contact your assembly member and let them know of your issue so that they can begin to work alongside you with Bank of America and EDD and try to get your claim issues progressing faster. Next, let's talk about how the EDD is sending out outdated automatic messages. The EDD continues to send out informative emails, mailers, etc. that state old, outdated information. Now, one of the major pieces of information that the EDD sends out automatically is the work search requirements letter. The EDD sends out an automated message stating that you're required to look for work and report your work searches. The EDD still states as of today that they do not require you to search for work due to the pandemic. This is the area where you can locate your work search requirements in UI Online. Go to your UI Online dashboard and you'll be able to locate your own unique work search requirements for your claim to confirm that you're doing everything properly. In addition to that, you can also monitor the EDD's Federal Provisions website here, which I'm going to link down below, which tells you which requirements are currently waived due to the pandemic. Now, I do want you to keep in mind that while these work search requirements are waived, this is one of the major certification questions which will trigger a stop payment alert on many claims. For many claimants, if they select that no, they are not looking for work, it does trigger a stop payment alert and causes their claim to go into pending mode. It will not be cleared until they call into customer service. Now, this is unfortunate because the EDD states that you are not required to look for work, but because their computer systems are still not updated for the pandemic, it will trigger this alert to your account. So in order to prevent that, I do recommend that you state that yes, you are looking for work, and then look for work so that what you're stating is true, but then you are able to skip over the place where you input your work search history. Now, you can input it if you would like to do so, but because this requirement is currently waived, you can simply skip over that area in the certifications. Now, many of you have noticed that in your certifications, you are no longer seeing a place to enter in your work search history. This is the case for some claimants, but not for others. Some claimants will see the request to put in their work search history, while others will not see it populate at all. If you're not seeing it at all, do not be alarmed. This is normal and is completely fine because the EDD has waived this requirement. Okay, you guys, I hope that was helpful. Please click like, subscribe, and leave me a comment down below.
He's so big. He's so beefy. He's so big. Beef.
Updated for the newest round of PEUC extensions and the legislation, although lots of you would like to have some litigation against the EDD, as opposed to collecting under what... Why is there slamming downstairs? They stated that they... What do they say? Gotta look it up. I don't know what they say. I didn't memorize it. What happened to my camera? It's too far away. Too tilted. Where are you going? No, I love you. Don't go.